BÁTORIČKA, The Bloodlusts of ERZSÉBET Báthory, Act 4, Scene 3. A secret and hastily arranged meet at Mercenaries, Slovakia. Amidst Count Thurzo's military campaign against the raging Hadjuk bands who are looting, raping and burning villages. Smoke fills the air from the cooking fires of thousands of soldiers camped. Thursday, 7th of June, 1610. Inside Thurzo's field tent are Count George Thurzo, Istvan Kennedy, ex-Chancellor of Transylvania, George Thurzo, Count Miklos and Count George Thurzo. Istvan Kennedy. I'm swimming in shit because I'm scared as I'm wanted, for we failed in the hit, and I'm nervous, I'm haunted. He's crucified Cornice, ergo it's me hunted, as that craven assassin snitched when confronted. That fucking cunt Carol hath triggered my doom, and he swears that the devil was there in the room. 'Cause the cook heard him screaming about what he had seen, though I thought I was dreaming, for I'd the same dream. I dreamt Gabriel saved by a secretive fiend, just what the thug raved, that a force intervened. A shape made of shade, a shadowy float, what stopped short the blade pressed into his throat. It thirsts for my life from the depths of beyond, and I fear for his wife, whom I've grown and known quite fond. His oversized missus, who gives me the horn, but who he dismisses or ladles on scorn. So I still wish him dead, but not by my doing, as I've had to have fled to miss on a wooing. Have to lay low in exile, so bollocks to money. Destined to self-defile, daydreaming on cunny. As a mouse oft scurried, whence once was a lynx, I'm so fucking worried about Báthory's jinx. I'll return thee thy cash to rebate your reward, as I've been awful rash, try old Scratch with a sword. George Thurzo. Thanks kindly, said Kennedy, your dastardly drawl. We'll contact you when we see Gabriel's Paul. Go keep our gold penny, now that will be all. Thurzo, my lord, our prospects are grave. Gabe's paid for a horde of 8 brigand brigades, who've burned 13 hamlets and levelled the grounds. Now Báthory's bandits have circled 2 towns. It's revenge, I'm inclined to think, for his kin, as the raids come behind our investigation. A meet I've arranged 3 days from here hence. Though acting deranged, he must have some sense. The man seems berserk, yet tried him to instruct, for if teams with a Turk, we are royally fucked. Use gentle persuasion for his aunt fake remorse, or will face an invasion by his threatening force. He needs to be handled by the kindest kid gloves when explaining the scandals of Liz, whom he loves. The assassin's attempt blame on Seben's Saxons, whom he holds in contempt for evasion of taxes. We'll prefer a carrot with bountiful buyers of lands he'll inherit if allied to Matthias. Put forward that promise with time to decide to steer him off Ahmed in hope he'll switch sides. Thurzo. He'll know, he will know, I'm in a conundrum. Know that I paid the pro, killer K. Gundrum. And for all my sweet talking about land we will grant, he'll realise I'm stalking his bloodthirsty aunt. I picture him sneering at reason spelled lyric as the whispers he's veering himself to vampiric. He'll see through my bluff right into my core, and whence had enough we might be in war. And now the next thing, it only gets better. I have from the king one more rigid letter, who writes resolutely, deficient in guile, that I absolutely have to take her to trial. Miklos. I second that letter, though words writ are terse, as I've only just met her, and she's getting worse. Death follows her round, I can't empty my head of the sight of my hound, nor in unknurled dead. Foul odours all over, of putrid decay, my home stinks of moulder each time she comes stay. My mansion is mankers, months after departing, sif flatulent wankers are constantly farting. They think they are subtle, disposing the dead, but stuffed in the scuttle was a maid, miner's head. So I stand with Matthias to push her to prison, for I pray like I'm pious to smite what hath risen. Tell fibs to the rebel and lie about Liz. Tell Gabriel that pebble stay still where it is. Hoodwink the insurgent, string him a tall tale, for it's more and more urgent the mum-law's in jail. She needs to face justice for locked in a cell, for that lingering fust is straight out of hell. George Thurzo. I third our king's words, and what about witchcraft? Those hags with their herbs, pouring potions of pitch draught. Those awful black potions, soured true love to hate, fuddling emotions on my poor Lady Kate, who can be divergent, volatile she's become, and they've shaped that emergent to mirror her mum. I'm nervous she's changing, scared what I will find. Her feelings keep ranging from cruelty to kind. It's totally tragic how Kate's turned perverse by trots and their magic and Báthoryčka's curse. And she started to fit the spit of her mother, then her voice turns to grit like the voice of another. If her fit's an extreme one, she'll growl and she'll cuss, and I think there's a demon, as 'twas never as thus. When that voice turns to gravel, I'm more than unsettled. I'll admit I'm unravelled. It dismantles one's mettle. It sucks out my spunk, so at times myself piss, and I would have thunk you'll arrest her for this. Thurzo. Thine eyes seem constricted about an outcome, for once she's convicted it forfeits her fiefdom. If ERZSÉBET sentence, the crown has a claim. We won't see a cent, and the king wins the game. You'll lose most those mansions if expose us our cards. 'Twould halt my expansions of valued vineyards. If I would transport her into a court, you'll not get your quarter, and likely get naught. She will then be beheaded before an appeal, which we'll see it shredded, our lucrative deal. I've dredged that sludge, for I've solemnly sworn, but if set for a judge, all wealth will be shorn. We'll have to just hold her till she writes a will, and Pal has grown older to present him our bill. Her castles and chattel will go to her heir, so I have to trag tetful if wanting our share. Speaking of sorcery, did one do one's research? You can all be forcibly acquired by the church. Any hints it is witches, for gosh, without doubt, would claim all her riches to leave us with nought. We'll lose if it's wicker, or accuse her at trial. Now add this gorilla, needs treating with guile. That dissolute souse that I tread on with eggs, as he's lighting the fuse, then unleashing the dregs. Her Nero-ish nephew, who's itching to fight, who'll come to our rescue if I fail play it right. A drunkard fanatic who's callous and cruel, so I'll be diplomatic as Gabar's no fool. I'll tell thee, my lord, keep this close to thy chests, for once dealt with his hordes, thence come the arrests.